Hello and welcome to the Growing Green podcast. Your host, Jeremiah Jennings, is the owner of Growing Green Landscapes in Birmingham, Alabama, and has a passion for growing the entrepreneurship community for those who are young in business. Being a business owner isn't easy, especially in the early years, and that's why in this show we dive into a wide range of topics covering all the challenges small business owners deal with. Even if your company is generating $1 million or more, the stories from our great guest and Jeremiah's own firsthand experiences will propel your business forward. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode today here on the Growing Green podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I'm so excited to come to you today with another fresh new episode for you. And a back-to-back guest interview. If I hadn't had guest interviews back-to-back in a long time, it's been a crazy season so far, just running wild. And I better hit record on my end because I'm not recording the video, but now I am. So the audio file is recording. Everybody else heard this, but the first 10 seconds of the video was not recording. So anyway, welcome into the show today, guys. Technical difficulties, kid contractor here in podcasting. But we have none other than the EIB man himself, Excellence in Broadcasting, Paul Jamison from the Green Industry Podcast. How you doing today, buddy?
Good, Jeremiah. How are you?
I'm good, man. Glad to get you back on the show. It's been a couple months. It's been crazy.
I know. I missed my monthly Alabama trip. I got to see Jason in Nebraska, so I kind of got my...
Yeah, so see, I'm just chopped liver. I'm just an addition. He comes over to see Jason, and then he just stays in my house. I'm just the plus one. But
come on. I took you to Longhorn. I took you to that hibachi place.
Yeah, no, Paul treats me well. But
and
man,
then Megan and Joey yell at me.
Yeah,
afterwards.
That's
like, what's this?
How was Nebraska, man?
It was awesome, man. It was the dream team, and it was Keith Kalfas, Blake Albertson, and Natalie, Brian, and then Jason and Tracy, and we just had a good old time. Like, all of us have been friends for so long. It's just like the people at Xmark were looking at us because we're like finishing each other's sentences and laughing, and Jason's so funny. We had a grand old time, and the team at Xmark, I have nothing but positive things to say about their culture. I mean, so many people worked there for 15 years, 20 years, 22 years. It's just a company. Once you get in, it's hard to get in, but once you get in, it's like you're a lifer. And I know the marketing girl there, she wanted to get in and for like years, and she was just like, knocking on the door, and finally an opening came up, and she got in where she fit in, and it's just a great company. It's in the middle of nowhere in cornfields, and I like that. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's away from the hustle and bustle from everything I've seen. I heard you got to go to the Cornhusker Stadium, right?
Well, I tried. I was making Keith real nervous. He thought I was going to jail. Like, he was like acting like he didn't know me, because I'm like, I'm just going to go down the field and take a picture. And then I think I was making Jason and Tracy nervous. I got nothing to lose. Like, I'm flying back to Atlanta the next day. How hard is it to get down on the field, take a picture? You guys would have loved that on social media, right? So I go into the stadium, like there's these doors, and I just go in, and this old guy, he's all bent out of shape. And he's like, what are you doing? I was like, I was going to go get a picture. He's like, you can't do that. He's like, the team's practicing. And it's like 8:00 at night. I guess they were having a practice. Because I was like, all right, I'm just going to grab a picture. And the guy almost had a heart attack. No, you can't go out there. He kicked me out of the building. And we kind of walked around, but I wasn't able to get in. If Jason and Keith weren't there, I would have done it. But that was making them nervous. So
yeah, they have families to go home to. They don't need to get arrested and thrown in jail. But it is what?
It wouldn't have helped with my partner show in Nebraska. Like, why didn't it show up the next day? Paul's in jail.
Yeah, Xmark would have been coming to bail you out. I don't know about that, but yeah, that's awesome, man.
All that money he's got.
What'd you say, Fullerton?
Yeah, he's the one with the bail bond money.
Yeah, that's right. He'd be coming your way. That's awesome, dude. Glad y'all had a good trip up there. How's life been, man? It's I like just getting a couple times a year, getting on, having updates just of kind of what everybody's doing. I know everybody's been kind of struggling, and honestly, let's talk on this a little bit if you want to, on burnout, because you've had a different type of burnout a little bit, and most guys' burnout is they don't want to go out and mow, they don't want to go out and trim and blow. Like it's just hot outside. It's that time of year. It's hard to get up and go every day. But me and you had some conversations early on in the year, and share as much or as little as you want here. But you were just kind of in a tough spot. Like, what do we want to do? What was the future? What was the vision moving forward? Like, how did you kind of want to push through the time and season of life that you're in right now? I mean, it's been a minute since we talked about everything with the podcast and just life in general, social media. What's life been like for you? What's the summer been like for you, man? I mean, how's everything going? How's it progressed?
Yes. So I've been traveling like crazy. I was in Nebraska podcasting, and let me back up. I wanted to do in-person podcasting because the episodes turn out the best. Now you have a fancy BCD, whatever you have. You have that nice fancy microphone.
Yeah.
The MXL BCD one. I like that microphone. I got a nice microphone. It sounds good when you and I talk to each other.
Yeah. If the uneducated listener didn't know, the non-tech listener, that you'd probably think this could be in person. I mean, it's pretty clear.
Right. Now I could do this all day long, but the reality is this isn't how a online guest sounds. And it's just, I don't like listening as a listener to a show where it's like someone's calling in and the audio's all ghetto and all of that. So I try to do in-person interviews. And you were referencing to something a conversation we had back in the winter. So I noticed a spot in the marketplace, if you will, in the podcasting world, that there's a need for a morning show, like just a really good podcast that's daily, that just kind of provides high level knowledge for the industry.
Yeah.
And so I kind of stepped into that in 2018 and then in a full-time role here the last couple of years. And so I'm podcasting with, the best of my time and energy now in 2023, whereas in years past, I was running my lawn care business and just scrambling like you are right now to get an episode together at the 11th hour just to keep things going. And it's totally different when the best of my time goes to creating content. And so the sacrifice that I've made and the burnout I'm experiencing, and for credibility's sake, I started a lawn business in 2011. And for over a decade, Jeremiah, I personally was in the field mowing, edge, and trim and blow. And I wasn't one of these business owners that was in the air conditioning, delegating and automating everything. I was out there mowing the grass with my own two hands. So I know what it's like for 10 years in the Atlanta heat. I got the credibility there. I know that. But now it's a different type thing because now I'm getting on airplanes. I'm going to these events, getting back from a flight, throwing my laundry in the thing. I'm so tired. Like I went to put my toothpaste on and I put like my cream for my poison ivy. I'm sitting there like this.
You didn't start brushing, did you?
Well, by the time I got the scent of it, I realized that because it's both white or whatever, the tube, I got this, I got some kind of itch on my arm since I was, anyway, that's a whole nother story.
Where were you at? Were you at poison ivy?
Jason, that dang lot next to his when Ferris, I don't think it was poison ivy. I think it was just, there was skeletons in there. There was anthills. There was all kind of insects. And Dumbbell Jr. over here didn't wear my Cujo pants. I thought we were going to mow like his backyard where, you know what I mean? So I didn't wear pants and we're sitting here mowing a field like the grass. You've seen how tall it gets over there.
Yeah.
That lot. So I say all that to say, I'm tired. I'm in and out of time zones. My toothpaste and my ointment cream, I get them mixed up. So here's my point about the burnout. I went to Nebraska to Exmark. I flew back. Then I went to Crest Commercial in Charlotte, Mitchell Gordy's, drove back. Then I got on a plane and went to Minneapolis. And all these stops, I've been getting fire content. I got fire content with Keith Kalfas, Blake Albertson, Jason and Brian out there. Then I got fire content at Crest with Mitchell Gordy, with Naylor. Then I went up to Toro. I got some fire content that's coming out next week with the lawn tools. It's so good. Oh my gosh, that episode's so good. So I've been loving it. I've been getting the best content of the, the history of the green industry podcast, but it comes at a cost. Tomorrow I'm driving to Nashville to go and serve this community by doing in-person interviews. And so it's a lot of fun, but it's absolutely exhausting, man. Being in a different city every week in different time zones, and it's no slowing down. I'm going to other cities when I get back. So it's kind of like every week I'm in a new city.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. I love to hear that. I love to hear that everything is rocking and rolling this time of year for you. It's a busy time for everybody, and for you, it's a little different than some other people, the guys out cutting grass and things like that. A lot of people would say, man, we want to be in your position. We want to do that. But like, you got to look at it from both sides of the view. There's probably days where you're like, man, I just want to go cut some grass. Like, I just want to go out and.
No, I love it. I did that for 14 years, man.
Yeah, but everybody has other the days that you're missing flights and you're getting hung up in airports, and like everybody's different problems, and that's what you got to remember.
Yeah. Mowing is therapeutic. It's the other part of the business but I'm absolutely loving this, because if you listen to that episode with the lawn tools, or with Mitchell Gordy, with Naylor, with Brian, Keith, and Jason and I, we did 4-part series. Like, it's so much fun to create this content, because when I was getting started in my business, this content wasn't out there. So I'm having a blast, getting the opportunity to serve this community and create this content, Jeremiah. Like, I'm loving every minute of it. I'm tired, I'm overwhelmed, I'm exhausted, but I'm absolutely loving it. And what I wanted to say is, for 5.5 years, Jeremiah, I worked in broadcasting, 29 hours a week, most weeks. And I was on radio in Atlanta, and so I was groomed for this. I was prepared for this. This is a part of God's calling for my life. So I wouldn't necessarily suggest everybody follow my path. I feel like if you really knew all the behind the scenes of how I got here, it's a story in itself. But I'm loving it. And Mitchell Gordy was explaining this to someone. There was some hater saying something to Mitchell, and he's a state trooper. So it's like, you picked the wrong guy to try to say something bad about me too. And Mitchell's like, no, you don't understand, Paul. He's like, basketball. He put this guy in his place, and I was like, thank you, Mitchell. Like, I need you to just like have you on speed dial whenever someone tries to say something about me. But Mitchell's like, you like basketball? And the guy's like, yeah, whatever. He's like, well, they have like Charles Barkley and Shaq, and they talk about the basketball, right? They're previewing the NBA finals or the whatever game. They're talking about it. They're analyzing it. They're covering the sport of basketball. He's like, that's Paul for the green industry. He's like, he covers our industry from the events to the business side of things. Like, he's like, that's what Paul does. And then the guy's like, oh, I never thought about it like that. And Mitchell's like, his triceps are busting out of his shirt, and he's kind of like, you're going to listen to him, whatever he says. But I really appreciate him explaining it like that. So
yeah, that's a good outlook. I like to hear it explained that way. That's actually, that's a good thought process. Never thought about it that way, but that's cool. It's cool that you've grown into that role and are fulfilling that for your life and the stage of life you're in right now. Cool to see everything that's happening. Looking forward to Equip, man. Equip is just right around the corner. You going to be there? You got?
Oh yeah. And I was just hanging out with Naylor Taliaferro and Mitchell Gordy, and we're talking all about it. So my agenda is to get in on Tuesday. Mitchell's actually having his event at 3:30 p.m. this year, which is a new time. Kind of late afternoon. In the past, it was late in the evening, but he wanted people to be able to have that Tuesday evening for the reception or anything else. So his event starts at 3:30 on Tuesday. So my goal is to get there, by 3:30 on Tuesday. I think that's October 17th. And then Wednesday, it's crazy. I think I'm opening at the Toro booth when the show opens. From there, I'm going to the Kubota booth. I'm not sure after all that. I think I have a rehearsal to go to for the morning show. Then Thursday, bright and early, we got Keith Kalfas and Naylor at 8 a.m. in the main ballroom. At 8:30, we got Jeremiah Jennings and Caleb Allman, and you guys are so fun. The way you're like brothers.
Yeah, I'm. That interview is gonna get. There's no telling where that's gonna go. We've talked about it a little bit, and I cannot wait to see where that goes.
You guys have a lot of chemistry and comfortability, familiarity. It'll be fun to listen to. You guys are hilarious.
It'll be a good entertainment, if anything.
Yeah, and so that's at 9 a.m. and
that's good to know. I guess that's when I need to be there then, because I didn't know.
No. So. You need to be there.
Well, I know. Yeah. Oh man, good. And then
Pardon me. You got to be there Wednesday for the rehearsal.
Yes, that's right. So. We're going to do a whole Equip show, whole agenda show coming up.
But I'm saying the general admission, the rehearsal is just for the people that are a part of the event. We do mic checks. We do, you're going to sit here. You're going to, all that rigmarole. So
yeah, just a rundown.
But just so you know, that's Wednesday at like 4:30. for Caleb and you and me and Naylor and Keith Kalfas and Jeremy Jacobs. But then you'll be on at 8:30 a.m. on Thursday morning, you and Caleb. And then I come on after that at 9 a.m. ish. And I'll be interviewing Jay Jacobs, which he's a very impressive human being. So I got to get my act together before I'm on stage with him. I don't want to say anything.
You got to do a good interview with Jeremy. You can't just sit up there and cut up the whole time. Jeremy's a good dude. He's running a very cool business.
He runs $1 million business, and he has college students. A lot of them come and go because they graduate and they move on to their careers. But he's really found a sweet spot of recruiting quality individuals who are young aged, and this isn't what they want to do for their career, but during the summer they're good hired help. Yeah. So we'll talk to him about that and all his fancy stripes he lays down. Thursday, stay tuned. We'll have some stuff going on with your friends. Hopefully, iron out that. Actually, we'll talk off air about that. And then Friday, I think I'll be at the Ferris booth for a little bit. And I usually drive home Friday afternoon, and my voice is usually like all hoarse.
You just try to make it home alive. You're so tired by that point.
Yeah, but Naylor and I, we talked like the whole way home last time, and my voice was all hoarse. We had such a good time. We're like, we gotta do this, and next year we gotta do that. And we just we're on cloud nine because it was so awesome last year. Naylor said this on my show when Gordy and I were talking with Naylor, and he's like, I couldn't imagine not going. He's like, that's not even an option. He's like, I couldn't imagine sitting there on Instagram stories, like watching everyone, they call it FOMO, fear of missing out, like watching everyone hang out, have a good time. And you're sitting there, doing your little leaf cleanup because you didn't plan ahead. So,
yeah, well, it's so weird. Like when you don't even have time to get on Instagram while you're there. Like you post some stories, you post a reel or something throughout the day, but then like laying in the bed at night.
Spins around. It doesn't even I can't post it at the trade show. I got to post at the hotel because my Wi-Fi doesn't work.
Yeah, there's so many people on that one network. But like, I don't even have time to get on there. But when I do get on there and I see like everyone is there, and then that one story will come through of like somebody blowing leaves or something, I'm like, I just feel so bad. I'm like, oh, that sucks. But you got to do what you got to do. I understand if stuff comes up. If you got your biggest project to date is on that week or something, rain messes you up, then I mean, I get it, but you should be doing all that you can to plan ahead and be at that event. It's just going to be a fun time getting to hang out and network with everybody. You going to be back here before Equip? We going to do any more?
Sweet Home Alabama?
Yeah.
This is your invitation to L'Entrepreneur Academy Live 2023 in Novi, Michigan, Saturday, November 11th. The lineup is power-packed. You won't want to miss it. Learn from incredible speakers like Leroy Maines, Keith Kalfas, Caleb and Brittany Allman, Sam Gimble, Weston Zimmerman, and Jeff Joyner, just to name a few. Tickets are on sale now at the early bird registration price of $197. And hurry because seating is limited to just 300. Now through August 31st, purchase the whole ball of wax and receive a free ticket to LAL 2023, a $200 value. Once you purchase your ticket, you'll be added to our private Facebook group where you can network with other attendees, get access to the discounted hotel room block, and get the inside scoop for the Friday night party brought to you by Kohler. Thank you to this year's sponsors, Xmark, Sure Track Trailers, Yard Book, and Boss Snowplow for helping to bring this incredible event to life. We can't wait to see you November 11th, Novi, Michigan at L'Entrepreneur Academy Live 2023. Get your ticket today at l'entrepreneuracademy.com or use the link in the podcast description. L'Entrepreneur Academy Live.
Yeah, I'd love to, play a little golf. You stood us up last time.
Oh my goodness, Paul's going to bring us up every time. I did not. You told me the night before that you were playing golf, and we were on one of the biggest jobs we've done. So like that was one of those experiences, one of those times where I did have FOMO, but we had to keep the business rolling.
Now Jason's making big money over there. I want to go to one of these nice courses. The place, Old Trustville Country Club.
Yeah, that didn't cut it.
I don't want to offend.
Cumberland wasn't bad though. Cumberland's not bad. It's in decent shape.
Cumberland was better than.
No, we need to get you in Pine. We need to get you in Pine Tree. Pine Tree is
let's go to Pine Tree now.
Pine Tree is like Augusta. Like it's crazy.
When I was a kid, they used to have these commercials in Ohio for Robert Trent Jones in Alabama.
Oh yeah,
they
we got
have
a
all
bunch
these
of RTJs. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would watch the commercials like, oh man, it's a nice course. So in my mind, I thought of these elegant golf courses in Alabama. And
We
I
really
come
need to
down
get you
there.
down to Farm Links. That's where we should go.
Well, let's go to one of these nice courses. All this money, Jason's making money, you're making money, I'm making money. What are we doing at Trustville Municipal Golf Club?
Well, what you can do is we can get you down here for an Auburn game. We'll go to it because Farm Links is right outside of Auburn. So
let's do it.
Come to an
Mr.
Auburn game, and then we'll go play.
Yes, I'm in. Mr. Producer, he's feeling it. He said, I got to get to Auburn for the ladies.
For the ladies, yeah. Auburn's a good place. Oh, I know. Me and Marty were texting the other day. We've had that conversation behind your back. Yeah, we talked about it. We're gonna get you set up. So
get me to an Auburn Tigers game, and we'll go golfing, and I'll see what I can do.
see what you can shoot. Yeah. See what you can shoot.
Not on the golf course. I'm trying to get me a wife.
Yeah,
but in Auburn,
it's hot down there. That's all I know.
Hot girl.
Hot weather, hot temperature. But yeah, no, it is a small college town. It's a cool experience. It's a cool vibe. Get to go down there on the weekends for game day and stuff. But I swear, every podcast we do at some point, football comes up. The last time it was or maybe not the last time, but the time before that, you used somebody else's Zoom account, some football dude's Zoom account that you lived off of, and
Tennessee Volunteers, Ratcliffe.
Tennessee
Bobby
Volunteers. What is that? Oh, like UT. I was thinking, yeah.
SEC.
I was thinking NFL. I was like, that's not the Volunteers. Man, yeah, none of that Big Ten stuff. None of those Cornhuskers. Or Nebraska Big 12 or Big 10?
Big 10. They were dominant in the Big 12 in the 90s. They had Tommy Frazier.
I was weak at your story when you and Jason were walking, and Jason was talking about like they think they forget how bad they are now. They still think they're as good as they were, or something like that.
Yeah, but that's because they were in the Big 12. When they came to the Big 10, they became irrelevant.
Yeah, man, I hear that. Well, what's some advice you can give to some guys at this point in the year? There's a lot of guys that are in a drought. There's a lot of guys that are in a lot of rainy weather. We've been rainy the last month, but then now we look dry for the next 6 weeks. I mean, it looks pretty dry for a long time ahead. So our tune could be changing to some of those out west. What's some advice you'd give to guys right now trying to stay out of burnout, keep pushing? What are you hearing from around the industry?
Marketing. I mean, you should have customers lined up, and so if it's too dry to be mowing, can you be pressure washing a driveway? I'm actually going to a pressure washing convention tomorrow, the huge convention. And so it's like, how can you make money? You can pressure wash the driveway.
Is pressure washing? Is that the main?
Yeah, pressure washing.
Okay.
But I've been big onto this pressure washing thing because it's like if the grass is too dry to mow or whatnot.
Yeah.
Look at your customer's driveway, upsell them a pressure washing job. It's really not that much investment for a good. I'm all into this, Jeremiah. I was at Lowe's today.
You gonna start pressure washing on the side now?
Yeah, I've already been. I just pressure washed Mr. Producers. Ask him how I did.
Do you leave any streaks with the surface cleaner, or you going in circles?
No, not this time. It was the GPM and PSI ratio. So you have gallons per minute on your pressure washer.
That's what matters.
I just took a course. I just took a course on this. I'm an expert.
So you're the next guru. Here's the next pressure washing guru.
All right, now listen.
Watch out. There'll be a course for this in the next 6 weeks.
The course I took was excellent.
Yeah.
I don't need to make one. It was good. Gallons per minute. If you have 4, then you want a 16-inch surface cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
My problem was I got a 20-inch surface cleaner, thinking I'm gonna get more done, like a bigger lawnmower. The more you get done. The problem was my old pressure washer didn't produce enough power, Jeremiah, to feed this big surface cleaner. So like around the edges and just places, it just didn't have that full effect, and it left these streaks. So it was the equipment. So I used different equipment on Mr. Producer's driveway this time in a different pattern technique.
Yeah,
it looks great. Looks absolutely.
Did you go figure eights?
I just went like left to right, and then I went up and down.
Vertical, yeah.
So I double crossed everything, and it looks great. he's super happy. And then I soft washed his house in some spots, and it was good practice because it just not that I wanted to make a mistake, but if I would have made a mistake, I'm comfortable in my friendship with him that it wouldn't have been a big deal.
And you could have fixed it, and life would have moved on. So.
Yeah, but I go back to that. It's like, what can you be doing to be making money right now? If mowing grass is slowing down, you could be, limbing up trees, cutting down trees, putting in sod, putting in mulch, pressure washing. Like, there's so many other ways to be making money. And just looking at each customer's property. My mentor, Rich, told me this a long time ago. It's like, every time you're on some of these properties, especially as NFL guys, it's like, just be looking around, like with these magnifying glass. Where can I do something to make their property look better?
Yeah.
And then when you notice something, just plant the seed, because they might not do it till the next year, or they might not do it till 5 months later. They might not do it for 2 months later. They're probably not going to be like, oh, that's a great idea. Let me text my wife and we'll have you do it next week. It never really happens like that.
Yeah.
But you just say, hey, Randy, I noticed that bush, on the side of your house. I noticed that bush is dead. If you could take a picture and be like, see the other ones and see this one. It's just, it ain't gonna make it. You want us to yank it out or whatever, and then you plant the seed. And pretty much every property that you have probably has something that could be enhanced. If you really just look around and act like, if this was my house, what would I do? And I want a nice house or a nice yard, and then just present that to the customer. It's called upselling, and then just tell them about it. Well, if you do that all the time, then eventually some of those recommendations, the customer's going to be like, you know what? We really need to get that bush out of here. We really need to get that tree cut down. Or we really need to do X, Y, and Z. And like I said, Jeremiah, you plant the seed now in August of 2023. They might not want it done until next year at this time. But you're just always planting that seed. You're always just selling work and making money. So I don't have sympathy for someone that says it's slow. It's like, are you really paying attention? There's places to be serving customers and making money, and then you add the marketing component onto that. I just hear way too many stories of people that are crushing it. And I've hung out with way too many multimillionaires in this industry, and I look at them and guys that are beyond multimillionaires that are like decamillionaires, and they're working all the time. They're always finding someone's pain point and problem and solving it. And so then I talk to some Bubba guy. Oh, it's just, we're in a drought, and it's just two different tunes. And so I probably alienated half your audience.
No,
you get my point.
Love. That's tough love. I mean, it's good because there's always like what it comes down to is like there comes a point in life where you have to start actually running the business and not just working in the business. And this is an example of, like, if you're stuck working in the business and you're running 90 miles an hour every day, trying to get the yard mowed, get to the next yard. Like, this has been my life for the last 3 weeks, trying to get landscape jobs done as well as the mowing. Like, I've been in this work in the business, try to stay afloat mindset. But you have to get out of that as soon as possible. And there's seasons where you go in and out of that. But you need to make it like your biggest goal to not be that way all the time. And you need to get to the point where you have somebody that even if you are still doing the mowing, hop off the route for an hour a day and go drive around, look at a couple different properties. Make sure that look for things that you can upsell, or maybe you don't even leave the crew, but maybe you just make a conscious effort to stop when you finish the yard, survey everything, take a note, put it down in the customer's profile in your CRM. And when you come back around, just like to do invoicing end of the month, tag that on there. Say, hey, saw the pine straw needs to be refreshed. We'd be happy to do that whenever. It's more about informing the customer that you have the ability to do it than actually doing it at the time that you think of it. It's what my take on it is, and kind of like what you said. They might not do it at this exact time, but the customer needs to at least know that you can do that and are willing to do that, because the amount of times that I have seen my customers post for something on Facebook, like it's in a local group, be asking for a service, like asking for gutters to be buried or gutters to be cleaned or Christmas lights or whatever it is, like stuff that we could be doing. I'm like, I text them immediately. I'm like, hey, we can do that. Like, take that off Facebook. You don't need to be getting somebody else to do that. We can do that. But it's on me that they even post in the first place, because I didn't let them know ahead of time. They didn't know already that was a service that we offered, and that was an area that we could help them. So you can solve more problems for more people. You make more money at the end of the day. And that's kind of what the goal of business is.
Yeah, your boy Brian Fullerton, I heard him say this one time, and he didn't make it up, but I heard him say it. And he's like, if you want to make more money, help more people. So if you're sitting here saying
help
it's
more
slow
people and
for
solve
whatever,
more problems.
Yeah, whatever lame excuse you have of why things are slow, just look around. Like, how can you serve that person? That's why the pressure washing thing, I'm going to really start preaching that thing once I get a few more jobs under my belt. But yeah, I wanted to say something. I got distracted because I got a text. I had something important to say though, Jeremiah.
Wow, must not have been that important. You just let it run away. Just flew out of your mind. But
it was really good. It was really good.
Well, maybe it'll come back to you, but I do think it's very important. Make sure your customer knows about the things that you offer. Make sure you.
Oh, I came back.
Did you like that cover there?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
I told you I'm tired, man, but exhausted, more than tired. But this guy named Luke, he's a friend of the show, and he was telling me this story. He's out in Sacramento, and he goes to his customer's yard. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know him?
Yeah, of course I know Luke. Yeah.
You were out there? He told me the story one time. He shows up to his customer's property, and he saw that somebody else had aerated it, and his heart sunk. And he was like, what in the world?
Yeah.
And he knocked on the door, and he was like, sad. He's like, I do that. Like, what? You're cheating on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, what do you like? There's a Seinfeld episode when the mechanic, Jerry took his car to another mechanic, and Jerry's mechanic found out, like, you cheated on me. Like, you went to another mechanic. It was a whole funny episode.
Yeah.
But the point was, and I gently told Luke this, they did a better job marketing than you. Just because you offer that service doesn't mean it's entitled that your customer is going to figure that out and hire you or be faithful to you in that sense. Like, you got to market it. And so for most of the United States, core aeration season kicks off here in a couple of weeks. It's different in different zones, but for cooler season turf, I mean, that's a big money maker. Core aerations. I know here in Atlanta market, we obviously do it last week of April, first couple of weeks of May.
Yeah, same for us.
But for most of your listening and my listening audience, like, why would you not? Yeah, why would you not be gearing up for core aerations? And I was talking to Warren from Helena Chemical. This is before he told me to throw in the towel on Furt and Squirt and hire Russell Skipper. But he said, you know what the most important thing you could do for a lawn is, Paul? And this guy's a salesman. He sells Helena. He sells fertilizer products and weed control products. So I'm thinking he's going to upsell me, Spectacle or something. And I was like, what is it, Warren? He said, the most important thing you could do for a lawn, Paul. This guy's, I don't want to say he's arrogant, but he's a know-it-all. So he's kind of haughty, the way he presents it. I'm summarizing it abbreviated, but he basically said it's a core aeration. And he's like, we don't make a penny from that. But he says that's the best thing you can do because it truly gets that oxygen, that air down into that root system and makes those roots stronger. And that a strong root is what's going to fight off the weeds the best. And so he's like, you can buy all this. He cusses a lot. You need to buy all this crap. But at the end of the day, the best thing you can do for the lawn, of course, still do the 7 or 8 application program and offer that. But the core aeration is the most important thing you could do. And this guy's got more degrees than a thermometer, and he's the guru on turf management, making it weed free and lush and green. And he instilled that in me such a long time ago, like to where like I really believe in my DNA. That's what you need. It's not like when you go to get an oil change when you're a woman and the sleazy guy comes out and he's like, oh, you also need, a rotation and you need you need all this stuff, that the poor women's like, oh, really? But my point in saying that is you can look your customer in the eye and say, hey, Bob, hey, Dick, I really think you, maybe I could pick a different name. Hey, Greg. Harry Dick. Jeremiah, you're not in middle school.
Okay, Paul. Continue the story.
Right. Okay, well, that just didn't line up too well.
You're one to be talking. You're the one that's coming up with names over here. John. Okay, John. I really think your yard could use a good core aeration, and explain to him it's going to get air down. It's going to strengthen the roots. It's basically just like we pluck the holes out, and just explain it to him. But I would upsell that. I would try to get 100% conversion rate on that.
And that's good profit margins, even if you have to go rent the core aerator for a day or two, if you don't own one yet. So yeah, you just pushed my button earlier because I don't want to hear that you're not making money right now. There's billions of dollars in this industry, and you'll see that at Equip. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Customers are spending money like crazy on these services. So we just got to figure out how we can serve someone and market that service and go make money.
Solve more problems, help more people. Maybe not add more services, but find one or two that you think you can excel at and market the heck out of those. If it's not mowing, maybe it's mowing and pressure washing, or mowing and gutter cleaning, or mowing and landscaping, like whatever it is. Find a couple of those and push them and grow your customer base and hold on to emails and things like that. Store a good email list and then go from there.
Yeah, and the rain and the drought, that's predictable. That happens every year.
Yeah.
In different regions, it might be one more than the other, but that's predictable. And I was telling Justin Rogers, I was on his show, the pressure washing. I don't even know the name of his podcast. He's got a YouTube channel, the Forever Self-Employed. And I was telling him, he was asking me how to make money in mowing. I said, the secret is, Justin, like I've literally had guys tell me this that used to work at Brickman, which is now Brightview, and the biggest companies in the industry, why they do lawn mowing. And some of these guys do $2-3 million a year locally here in Atlanta that I know of personally, Jeremiah, $2 or $3 or $4 million a year in revenue in lawn mowing. And the only reason they do lawn mowing is so that they can upsell them, be the first one to upsell them on the seasonal flowers, on the core aerations, on the fert and squirt, on the mulch, on the pine straw, on the plants, on the trees, on all that. Because whoever's doing the property, they're like the leading candidate. They're like the front runner to get those other jobs, especially if they do it with intentional marketing. So, for example, there's a company here in Atlanta. They do 16, 17 million a year. They do, $3.5 million a year in mowing. Literally, only reason they do the mowing, it's like their marketing plan, because now they're on the property, their trucks are around all the time, but they're making that $12.5 million with a high profit margin. Yeah. But the mowing just sets that up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. No, it's a good get your foot in the door, and you can still do it profitably. Like it's not saying you do it unprofitably. You take a loss on mowing. You still make money on it. You're just going to do that in order to make higher ticket sales.
Yeah, and the smaller you are, the easier it is to turn a profit with mowing. But my point is, don't complain about the rain or the drought. Your business model shouldn't be all mowing unless you're only doing like real mowing or some specialty thing like that. Like you should have a well-balanced,
or you have every one of your customers has irrigation that they run religious. Like, I mean, but even then, like you can run into a drought where the city won't let them irrigate.
Even then they have mulch beds that need attended to. They have other things.
There's still stuff to do. Yeah.
There's a reason why the best companies in this industry offer those services. I'm not saying you have to offer all 22 or 20 services, but pick your ones, and there's money to be made out there. So you just caught me at the wrong time to ask me a silly question like that.
No, that's good, man. Yeah. That turned into a good 30 minutes there of some good content aside from name picking. But other than that, pretty good stuff today. So where can everybody find you if they want to hear more about what you got going on, follow you, and then see you at Equip?
Yes, sir. I have Instagram. My username's Green Industry Podcast.
Who's I post that?
On there. I post on there all day, every day. Instagram stories, Instagram reels. I love it. I do a lot of posting on there. Like that's my favorite one to do. TikTok is a love-hate relationship. I am on there, but it drives me crazy. So I try not to get on that one too often, but I do post a little bit on there. And then YouTube, I've been doing that, Jeremiah, consistently, multiple posts per week. And then what's the other one I'm missing out? Facebook. So I'm on all the big four there. Paul Jamison, Green Industry Podcast. And then the audio wise, have a Green Industry Podcast. I'm telling you guys, I've done 1,050 episodes. Some of my best episodes have been recently. The one coming out, I think next week with the lawn tools. Woo, so good. You had him on. He was telling us.
Yeah, I had him on a long time ago.
Yeah, but he's making so much money with his funny little videos. Mm-hmm. He's the best. He's the most creative. Yeah. He is. By far, he's my favorite creator. Like if I'm watching someone, he's my favorite to watch.
Yeah, he's got a creative gene that I was not blessed with.
So creative. But he's making so much money doing that he's an eye doctor, and he talked about the predicament he's in. So whereas most of the stories you hear on your show and my show is the guy who hates his job at the, welding job or out in the shipyard or whatever. It's like, I hate my job. I want to go do lawn care full time. And we say, get the boat close to the dock. Once you're making more money doing lawn care, you can go tell your boss 2 weeks and go all in on lawn care. Well, he's in the same predicament, but he's got this high paying job as a doctor.
He likes his job.
I know he likes his job, but he's making so much money. Pull up, go to the Lawn Tools on YouTube and click on the videos, and then click on like most popular. 80 million views, 70 million views, 60 million views, 50 million views. He's got so many views, and he's got so many ways he's monetizing all of this opportunity. So anyways, like we talked about it on my show. I'm like, what are you going to do, dude? And we like kind of talk through it with him.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Really fascinating. But it's like, man, there's so many ways to make money, whether it's a traditional service of putting in mulch or flowers or pressure washing someone's driveway or mowing someone's grass or put it in your raggedy brown sod down there in Alabama.
Oh my goodness.
Or doing, other opportunities out there. There's money to be made in this day and age. So it's such a great time to be an entrepreneur in this country. I don't know how long we'll have this window of glory that we have now. So many other countries don't have this.
Yep.
So many countries, they don't have there's so many oppressions and oppositions. And it's like, it's so exciting to get to live in this country in this hour, in this year.
Yeah, man. No, that's awesome. That sod turned green in a matter of about 2 weeks. So
I know. I watch the stories and your little punch at me. For those of you who are talking crap, look how green the grass is now. Listen.
Oh, it wasn't about you.
Well, I thought you were talking to me.
No, I didn't even know you said anything.
Oh yeah. Well, maybe I didn't say.
You probably got my robot.
No, I just. You don't do that. Whoever sold you that sod should sell you lush green sod, and that's what should go in the customer's house. I know it can green up if it's trailing off like that. If you would have come to my house and put that ghetto sod in my yard, I would have told you to turn back around that F-150, whatever you got.
Yeah, well that is ideal, but you just kind of work with what you get, and so
you got to tell the supplier, give me green grass, man.
Well, we're not able to buy directly from a supplier, so it just depends on what we can get availability on. And it's the point in the year that sod went down the same day we got it in. It's so when it's 100 degrees, one day on the pallet and that Bermuda turns. Now Georgia's not that way. Georgia holds its color longer, but Bermuda will turn in a day, half a day when it's 100 degrees. So grass is totally healthy. All it does is take the chlorophyll, the color out of the blades, and so. You're putting healthy grass down. It's just brown. So it is annoying. We try to put the best stuff down that we can, but everybody, literally 90% of people you see laying sod around here right now, that's Bermuda, they're all dealing with the same problems. It's just they cut it green. By the time it drives up from the south for 4 hours and sits on a truck, and then you get it here and it gets out in the afternoon, then it's yellow. But
that's good to see you doing sod, man. That's a big money maker. You got the equipment to prep it real good now. I love it.
Yeah,
I absolutely love it.
Yeah, we had a good Zoysia install, and it was beautiful. It went down super green. It was great. So I always push for Zoysia if we can, but it's just that time of year. Everything's hot. So try to get water on it as much as you can. But anyway, guys, I think that is going to wrap this one up. I got to run, Paul. Got to get down the road here, and so thanks for coming on and spending some time with us this afternoon. We look forward to seeing you in Louisville in October for the Equip Expo. If you're going to be there, then you know what code not to use. That is not. What is your code, Paul? Actually, don't even tell your code because it's not best to see that he's muted. Paul's actually muted now. You can't hear Paul in the show anymore, but you can use code GG50 to save you 50% off. See, Paul's muted and he thinks they can hear you, but they can't. So, you use GG50 or go to your direct messages if you follow myself, Paul Jamison, John Pajak, Caleb Allman, and Blake Albertson for some great comedy of the Code Wars of 2023. So I hope Evan, somebody needs to tell Evan about this, just because I think he would get some amazing comedy out of just going into there and watching those every day. Pajak comes up with some actually like really smart stuff. Like some of his stuff is like pretty smart, his little one-liners, and I'm just over here like, use my code. I'm not, like I said, my creativity is not there.
I was the first person to put in my little story top of the thing, my thing. There's probably a week and a half where I was the only person that did it.
Yeah, and then
copied me, and now everyone copied me, and now everyone's doing it. But
it's turned into just a nice little fun and game thing now. But it is fun. It's fun getting to hang out, and literally all it is like, hey, save half of your registration. Why would you not?
And I saw Caleb Allman. He put like "go hard," and then the paver guy put "go soft." And I'm like reading it, I'm like, it is pretty funny, but
it's good entertainment. Just come to Equip, go to Energize, go to the morning show, and you'll get to see some of this in real life. Hang out with a bunch of great people and network, and just see all that Equip has to offer, all that Louisville has to offer. So thanks for tuning in to the show today, guys. Paul, thanks for coming on. And without any further ado, that's going to wrap this one up, and look forward to catching up with everybody here on the next one.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast. It is an honor to have you listening, and we hope you receive valuable advice to help take your business to the next level. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.